Hi there, everyone. Sorry, 1 minute. Let me just make sure that the volume isn't too loud. Or is that too loud? I'm sort of going into the orange there. Hopefully that's okay. Let me know if it's too loud. Hi, everyone. Hi and welcome. I hope you're having a nice evening. I've just got a coffee in front of me. I was just going to type in the chat, but then I figured I may as well just put the stream live and just talk anyway. I'll be able to react way faster anyway. As you can probably tell, I'm a little on the fence once again insofar as what game to play. I do want to play something, but I'm not sure what, so I'm sure you'll now fling recommendations my way, only for me to go, I'm not in the mood, or something stupid. How you all doing? Did I get everything this morning? Indeed I did, Hectonian. So for those that didn't see it, this morning I was gathering some footage, some extra footage for Divinity Bullshittery Part 3, a process of editing which is on its second week of work, the end of the second week of work, and it's going fine. I was capturing some audio that was horribly baked into other sound effects, notably our own voices in TeamSpeak, to the point that it's rather annoying because, I need to cleanly explain what's going on in the plot, and, if Digby or me is talking about loot or whatever, then it's a bit of a hassle. But yeah. So, sorry, for those who don't know what they're looking at, apologies, this probably might not be the best stream if you're eating something. You're looking through a microscope into the top side, so the glass side, of an ant farm. An ant farm with black garden ants. You're looking directly into the primary hatchery, so the main area where they keep their eggs. To the top of the frame, and I might just move the camera up momentarily, you can see the eggs themselves, that white cluster that has got a guard standing over it right now. And just beneath the eggs, the bigger ones down there, those are actually fully hatched. The eggs have hatched into larvae, and they're now growing, a sort of half maggot, half caterpillar looking thing. So the front part looks like a caterpillar. And, yeah, they're being fed as much as the colony can, as much food as the colony can find, until eventually they pupate into full-on workers. Are the ants sleeping? Quite possibly, yes. They try to stay still for as much as they can, really, to conserve their energy. So, yeah. Even though they do have plenty of food available. That one at the front of the frame is cleaning herself. Do I feed them fruit jelly? No, but you can actually buy that, can't you? I haven't seen the need to because the colony is still quite small, roughly around 35 individuals, but it's growing quite rapidly. But yes, you can buy them these little pots of jelly that you can put in their outworld, and they'll consume it over the course of many weeks. Thank you, Nusram. Many pandas, waffles with yasso, poise, and raziel. Thank you, all of you. One moment, if you please. So I don't know where the queen is. Maybe we'll see her wander into the frame, or I can move the camera around and see if we can spot her. But yeah. Hang on a second. Let me just see if I can... Let me just do this. Okay. Where is the ant farm? There we go. So here's a quick picture of what you're looking at right now. This is the same overlay that I keep showing all the time. And if I just draw this here, so the camera is currently pointed at the next tunnel. So the very topmost is actually just above the frame, pointing directly down through the glass. So it's a microscope cam that's pressed right up against the glass. It is a little annoying for them, so I put them in darkness. I cover them up and switch off the light, so we don't disturb them the rest of the time. But yes, you're looking into the new tunnel that they made a few weeks ago, and they've moved in fully, as you can see. They clearly consider it to be the deepest and safest part of their nest, or at least the area with the most favourable conditions for the young. Thank you, Quiet Dougie and Fosbird. And, oh, hang on, I've missed one. Nusram and... Wait, did I miss one? Thank you, Nusram. Thank you. Not sure, Duckslayer. Not sure what I'm up for. Thank you, Weltonman. Thank you. I do fancy playing something, but I don't know what. I'm also... It sounds kind of weird, but I'm also in the mood to do some olds like back when I was in software development. I was doing some coding. Someone mentioned coding a while ago, and weirdly, it's put me in the mood to do a bit of it, just for the sake of practice. Nothing particularly big, just going on to like online tutorials and just faffing around for a bit. Maybe. I'll think about it. Tempted. Thank you, Penguin. Thank you very much, Penguin. So, yeah. Sorry, for those just joining the stream, I hope you're having a nice weekend. Well, welcome to your weekend. I'm not sure what I'm playing this evening. I'm just trying to sip this coffee and decide. Insofar as the next bullshittery project is concerned, it's the end of the second week of work, although truth be told, it's really the first week of editing. The week before, I was doing pre-production work on Divinity Bullshittery Part 3 in the hopes that I can improve it. I wasn't overly happy with the structure of parts 1 and 2, so I've gone back to the drawing board insofar as how I select the clips, so I'm hoping part 3 will be much better. Thank you, Cranator and Her Bobo. Thank you very much. Thank you. So the ants themselves are actually, well, they've got about a centimetre or so between the glass at the top, which you can see that they're walking on, and the eggs right against the sand, which is the material, basically packed it full of sand, and they've excavated it. Beneath the sand is the cork frame that the whole ant's nest is cut, sort of pre-cut, to make a. Well, you don't have to put the sand in there. You can just use cork if you want. So in a minute, I'll scroll the camera around and see if we can find that queen. So they're black garden ants, Cs. So Lassis niger. A very common species of ant in the UK, a very generalised species of ant. They don't have any notable sting or bite of any consequence. They have no distinct separate caste of worker. It's all just one individual caste. But as a result, they are known to be very aggressive, as in the workers themselves will take on the bulk of the fighting. Well, they have to. There's no soldier caste to do it. But yeah, they're of no consequence to us. Factorio game? Maybe at some point. But I've just finished playing a bit of Banished, which is a very similar type of game in the sense that it's a logistics management game. So I'm a bit settled out, really. Thank you, Ginge Ninja. Thank you very much, Ginge. Thank you. And Energetic Bum, thank you. No, it depends on the species, Booty. So ants are hugely varied insofar as what they do. Sometimes they have multiple castes, sometimes they just have the one. But all of them, with the exception of the queen, are completely sterile. That's not entirely true. When they start hatching alates, which is the name of the winged ones, they're not sterile, obviously, because their purpose is to go and spread the colony's DNA. But all of these workers that you're looking at are sterile, hatched from the eggs at the top of the frame into the larvae, which are in the middle of the frame, the weird gummy bear-looking, the gummy-looking things, and then they sort of wrap silk around themselves and pupate, forming a sort of flat-packed worker, which then comes online and sort of steps out as a glass-coloured worker, at which point its exoskeleton will start to harden into the characteristic, colour of whatever species they belong to. Thank you, Lingame. Thank you very much, Lingame. Maybe at some point, Siegfried. It's been a while since we've done something like that. The clan will periodically suggest, do you want to play DayZ again? And off we go. It seems to just be a spontaneous thing. Ah, dear. Not sure, Lego. Honestly, I'm not sure. I'm really just enjoying the exclamation mark at the end of the Outer Wilds playthrough. I don't think I'm ready to go back in yet. Thank you, Eternida Day? Nidadi? Thank you very much, Eternida. Thank you for doing that. Shall I move the camera around, see if I can spot that queen for you? Let me just sip this coffee. Cool. We'll see if we can find her. So we're looking at the... as mentioned, so we're looking at this one here. So you see the next tunnel at the very top. So let me start scrolling down towards the hidden chamber and see if we can spot her. She's either completely concealed in the hidden chamber, or she's just in the next section of the next tunnel. So let's have a look and see if we can find her, eh? Here we go. Hang on. Oops, 1 minute. Sorry, this might be a bit awkward because I've got to go. It's not actually on the desk, it's on the table next to me for the sake of vibration shielding. So hang on. Let me start moving. So what have we got there? So that's just a cluster of eggs. They still haven't cleared much of the sand from the top, so there's still more of that chamber that we cannot see. The guard is alerted. She's wondering what's going on. Okay, let's keep moving. Let's see if we can find her. Oh, if you've never seen an ant queen, you'll know when you see her. Is she in there? I see worker ants clustered around something. What are they guarding? Are they guarding her? Is that her? Is that her thorax at the back there? So there's a worker in the foreground. There's a worker on the right. What is that in the middle of the frame? I think that's our queen, everybody. Stand by. Ooh, wow, wonderful. Okay, I can tell what this is. I think... Right, so can you see at the bottom of the frame? I wish I could mark it somehow. So you see that motion at the very bottom of the frame? Look directly above it. Can you see that sort of like jagged edge on the side of that large black structure? I think that might be the Queen's wings that have been pulled off. So after her flight, that's the closest I've ever seen it, in fact. If that is in fact the Queen, it's got to be the Queen. There's no other ant that's that big. So you can see that ripped up section of tissue there. Oh, I think she's aware. So that's where she's pulled off her now useless wings after her first flight. Her first and only flight. Landing here in my car park. Yeah, she's got lots of sand above her, so she's very hard to spot. So sorry, the very center of the frame, like where that sand is, that's her abdomen. That huge structure is the egg-laying organ. You'll see it if she moves. At the base of the frame there, with the jagged edge, is her back, effectively. Her middle section. Her thorax. And then her head will be out of the frame to the base of it there. The lower left is her torn wing. I think the lower left is just a worker. I wish there was some way that I could mark it. Yeah, we'll see if she'll move. I don't want to disturb her. So she's clearly... Oh, hello. So you see that huge abdomen in the center of the frame? That worker's moving around to the back of her. I wonder if she's laid an egg, maybe? So at this point in the colony's life cycle, she's abandoned pretty much all of her, I suppose, control, you could say. She's now the egg-laying organ of this organism. So she's surrounded by her daughters who are basically they've taken control. So that's, yeah, you can even see the hairs on the abdomen. Look at that. So ants are actually covered in hairs, loads of them. You look at them under a microscope, you just see they're incredibly fuzzy. And apparently they can actually use them to they can actually generate sound, or at least the larva can. They call distress using the hairs. Scientists figured that out by actually shaving the hairs. Oh, there we go. So the queen is taking a step back. So the base of the frame, that's her body. That's not even her head. You can't even see her head. It's completely out of frame. I just wish they cleared away the sand so we can get an unobstructed view. I'm hoping they do later on. I suppose it makes him feel safer, doesn't it? Look at the detail on that worker to the left there. Anyway, sorry, for the people just joining the stream, not sure what they're looking at, you're looking at a microscope camera through the glass of an ant farm that's sort of horizontally flat against the desk. The microscope camera is pressed against the glass straight downwards. So, we're looking in a section of tunnel with a queen ant called Queen Millicent. She took her nuptial flight last June, and she's been in a test tube in my spice cupboard for several months, growing her first brood. I put her into an ant farm a bit too early, I'm afraid. She only had like 5 or 6 ants at the time, which is way too soon. Oh yeah, Elf? Elf K-Pin. Your lab sometimes is working on ants. Yeah, I mean, it's for me, it's not like a particular hobby or anything. It's just that I saw something last year which said that it's really easy to start, and if you get bored, you can just release them. And so I got some test tubes, some distilled water and some cotton wool, and on the day of the flying ants, which is coming up soon, by the way, if you want to do this as well, you're welcome to. It's really easy and cheap to do. I just put a few queens in some test tubes and just watch them grow. You don't even need to feed them. Just put some water behind the cotton wool. If you just Google test tube setup, you'll see how it works. And then you just leave them. So yeah, she's mostly just conserving her energy. What's the temperature in the ant farm? It's around 20.9 degrees, and I know this because she's actually got her bum right next to the temperature sensor. So this queen's bum is 20.9 degrees. I try to keep them just a little bit above room temperature, not so much that it cooks them, just enough that it will encourage the eggs to hatch faster. Elf Capin says, yep, they also interact with the newborns to teach them their skills, but that's just a pre-study of ours. Ah. What do you do in your lab, Elf, beyond raise an army of ants? Sipping coffee. I could just raise the temperature. Yeah, let me just raise the temperature. Just gonna go up by 1 degree. See if we can get some activity. So the whole ant farm is sitting on a heat mat. Not technically the whole ant farm, just half of it. So that if they get uncomfortable, they can just move to the cool bit. Thank you, Rehab. Thank you very much, Rehab. But yeah. Anyway, for the people who are just joining, hope you're having a nice Friday. So in short, the latest bullshittery is on its second week of work. It's Divinity Bullshittery Part 3. So far, so good. I've been able to cut together a very rough form of the video. It is extremely rough. I'm going to render it overnight and watch it and sort of judge it tomorrow morning. But I think it's good to go. I think it's good to begin sort of primary editing. It's divided up into 5 segments, each about 5 minutes long, but my editing instincts tell me that it's probably going to get trimmed down to like 21 minutes. Nevertheless, that's still pretty big. I mean, that's many weeks of effort. I'll do my best, but yeah, it's going to be a bit of a biggie, I'm afraid. Do ants respond to music? I imagine they probably would, yes. It would be vibrations, and it probably upset them. In fact, they can probably, no doubt they're hearing my voice right now as, they can hear it and they're like, oh, that wanker's talking again. Thank you, game dev. Well, yeah, fingers crossed, fingers crossed. I know I always say that every single time, don't I? But no, I'm thrilled to see that people liked both Team Fortress and Rising Storm. Yeah. No, I haven't, Addict Tit, sorry. Sorry, I missed what Elf said, if Elf responded. Ah, dear. In addition to this, so the thrilling action that's ongoing in front of you right now, I've got this little turnip over here, another ant. We got back from the PARK on a WALK. And, yeah. She's tired. She's having a rest. With that fish. Elf says, I'm an evolutionary geneticist. Ooh. Breeding an army of ants it is, then. Good luck. Let me just pan to the left a minute. Hang on. Away from the... Well, no, I'll hold it on the Queen, because it would be a shame if she moved and we missed it. Okay, temperature in the ant farm is increasing steadily. 21.1 degrees. So yeah, what else is going on this week? So what did I just say? So yes, 5 segments of the next bullshittery, each about 5 minutes long. This one is the Divinity chapter change between chapters 1 and 2, which means what I'm going to do is I'm going to send an email to a voice actress called Amelia Tyler. She's the voice actress that provided the character voice for Malady in Divinity, and I believe she's also the narrator for, is it Baldur's Gate? What's the full name of the game? Is it just called Baldur's Gate, or is it Baldur's Gate 3? So yes, she's available for hire, and I'm going to ask her if she would kindly play Malady one more time, and yeah, and basically just voice the cutscene between chapters 1 and 2. Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah. So you've probably heard her voice. So yes, I'm going to get in touch with her and find out if she's available. And then I'm going to also, hopefully, commission Bew Bew Dingo if she's there, along with the artists Twisty and Nervousorg if they're there. And, yeah, just generally get the ball rolling insofar as assets that I can animate for, sorry, I'm going to burp. The next bullshittery. Oh, is she moving? No, not yet. She's just staying there. She does narrative in the Hitman game. Oh, for real? Does she? Oh. Have I played Don't Starve? Only briefly, Lich Executioner, when I bought it by mistake. Cyanide said we're going to play Don't Starve together. So I bought Don't Starve thinking he meant we're going to play Don't Starve, but he meant we're going to play Don't Starve together. What he actually meant to say was we're going to play Don't Starve together. Thank you, Streaky Cox. Thank you very much, Streaky Cox. Thank you. No, I haven't, Wacky. I hear good things, though. Hell, I mean, Outer Wilds was fantastic. Really, really good. Strongly recommend. If you're not familiar, Outer Wilds is a game that's often confused with Outer Worlds, which is an Obsidian RPG, I believe, but Outer Wilds is not that. I can't tell you what the concept of Outer Wilds is without spoiling it. Beyond, I can simply say that it's fantastic. It's like Portal tier, a first-person story mystery game, which was really, really, really good. Hugmars, you're looking at a microscope cam that's pointed through the ceiling of an ant farm. You're currently looking at a queen ant, although she isn't moving much, which is rather annoying. So at the base of the frame is her thorax, so her back. You can even see the jagged edge of her wings that she's torn off back in, well, last June. And you can even see her abdomen, which is obscured by the sand in the center of the frame, along with her legs, which are holding her against the walls there. She's the right way. Actually, now that I look at it, is she the right way up? Is she upside down? I can't tell. She may even be upside down. Maybe those jagged bits aren't her wings. How big is the ant farm? Fairly small. It's a starting ant farm, about the size of the palm of your hand. A picture of it is here. So, that's just about approximately your hand span. Hang on, let me just get rid of this. So to the left side, you can see the heat mat, half of which is on, the ant farm is on half of it, and then the temperature sensor. So her bum is pretty much almost pressed against the temperature sensor. She's just on the entrance to the new tunnel. In fact, you can actually see the exact piece of sand that she's hiding underneath. It's not been cleared. Just at the top there. You recognise the shape. Yeah, I think she's actually upside down. I think that's her chest we're looking at. Oh, congratulations. Illumini, 35. Congratulations on your new job. I hope it goes very, very well. Thank you, Dabgor. Thank you. Her boobs. No, she doesn't have boobs. Instead, if she wishes to feed... Actually, hold on. That's a good question. I would presume that a queen ant has a storage stomach. I can't remember what it's called, but they have a secondary stomach that they use entirely for food storage. And they also have, in the event of desperate need, she can actually lay infertile eggs, which serve the purpose of just a packet of food. So she has no need for nipples. Not sure, Hydra. We do get in the mood to play Left 4 Dead from time to time. I'm a bit of an arsehole when it comes to Left 4 Dead, though. I'm continually trying to rein in my Left 4 Dead tendencies because I turn into a bit of a unpleasant, salty bastard when I play Left 4 Dead. I don't mean to. So I need to learn to just be quiet when I play Left 4 Dead. Ah, dear. Oh, what's that to the right there? Worker coming on in. My ants are planning to revolt? Probably, yes. Yeah, I think she's definitely upside down right about now. Maybe they just enjoy walking on the glass more. Hi there, Whisker. Welcome indeed. Good luck with your late shifts at hospital. Is the temperature sensor calibrated? As far as I know. It's a bit difficult to remove, frankly. Hi there, Bruce. Welcome indeed. No, I haven't looked at it, Defaulty. So yeah, what else is happening? Sorry. I feel really boring. Yeah, I've just kind of been editing, really. Just cracking on, doing the best I can with this Divinity bullshittery. I need to sort out my car because one of the tyres is knackered. It's got a leak. Yeah, took the dog for a walk today. The weather's lovely. I should have snuck off to go fishing because it's nice and warm and yeah. Apparently it's going to get a little bit colder next week, which is annoying. But yeah, I look forward to going fishing. Indeed, Dunk. So yes, the queens can lay. In fact, apparently some workers can actually lay infertile eggs. Weirdly, I don't know if it's this species. Oh really, Formiga? More sand from the atmosphere. Oh dear. Come on, is she going to move? Oh yes, I put some sugar water in the Outworld a moment ago. Well, a few minutes ago. Let me have a look. No. None of the scouts have found it. They could probably do with a bit of sugar, so I mixed up some sugar water and put it in a test tube behind some cotton wool, and it's currently waiting for them in their Outworld. If one of the scouts finds it, they'll use the hairs on their bums to start marking a scent trail back to it. They'll come back and alert the group that there's sugar, and they'll send off some foragers. That's the word I wanted. Is it normal for the cam to be blurry? It is a bit blurry, I'm afraid, because I'm having difficulties keeping everything in focus on a microscope. So you're looking at the body of the queen that's in focus, along with that worker that's resting to her left. But the sand at the top isn't in focus. Shall I move the camera again? Shall I move it left to that big cluster of workers to see what they're doing? I presume they're just waiting, minimizing their movement. Cool. I'll show me the camera a second. We're going to go left. Is that in focus, or shall I fiddle with it? So I think we've got the very top of the glass. Let me just fiddle with it. No, I've made it worse. So the sand is out of focus, but we're looking through into a batch of workers that are sitting there waiting. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There's at least 6 or 7 in the frame there. They're mostly hugging the walls, just waiting for instructions. So yeah, when another worker comes in and communicates that there's food, or say like a signal for danger is detected, especially danger, these things will leap into action. They will throw themselves at the intruders. Also, they'll do a bunch of other things. For example, if they detect the presence of another ant that's not from the same nest, you might be somewhat surprised to learn that they won't necessarily immediately attack it. Instead, apparently, I haven't seen this of course, but they're more likely to block off the tunnel where that nest came from. The reason for that is apparently during the nuptial flights, it's suspected that, having ant queens land near each other will be a fairly common affair. So if they all just killed each other on sight, then, well, they would just kick the legs from underneath their own survival. A live and let live policy is apparently what they start with. It changes later, though, when they're actively competing. What if I somehow add another queen? Will she form her own army and attack the other? Again, it depends on the species. Many species of ants will actually happily live communally with multiple different queens until they reach a certain size, at which point the workers will decide to commit regicide. What's the queen's lifespan? Pretty astonishing. Their longevity is as I keep saying, the subject of active research. The black garden ant, so Lassus niger, lives for, is it like 32 years or something? Which for an insect is unbelievable. That would be the equivalent of a human being lasting tens of thousands of years. It is really quite staggering. Apparently it's beaten only by the termite, whose queens can live for about 50 years. Is it 32 years? Did I get that right? In captivity, mind you. A queen isn't going to last that long out in the wild. 29 years, says Addic. Was it not 32? Am I going crazy? It is. Yeah, it's really quite astonishing. So I was ruminating on that the other day and considered the fact that, this queen that we're looking at here may well outlive me. It's a male lifespans being what they are not incredible, are not amazing. Oh dear. How many eggs would a 30-year-old queen have made? Oh, Jesus Christ. Hundreds and hundreds of thousands. Thank you, Javier or Javier does games? Is it Javier? Thank you very much. Thank you. Has the ant planned her escape? No, she's mostly wanted me to leave her the fuck alone. Do they lay eggs every day? Yes, indeed. They lay scores of eggs every day. So they turn into just egg-laying machines. What do they eat? They will eat fruit. They will eat lots of insects in particular. They'll eat seeds, pretty much anything they can find, really, sugars and protein. They are not picky when it comes to their diets. They will grab whatever they can. This particular species, let me just move the camera, it's not a very interesting shot. 1 minute. So we're back in the hatchery once again, looking at the eggs, or one of the clusters of eggs. So those items to the top there. So yes, they're not picky, but at the same time they are quite generalized in their mouth parts. So the mandibles that they have at the front, I'm just reading off factoids that I read about the black garden ant. Their mandibles are quite generalized insofar as ants. Well, ants can vary them tremendously. They can have a huge number of purposes for those mandibles, and identifying the species is often a case of looking at the mandibles. In that regard, these ones are very standard, just general pick things up and bite stuff. They don't have huge, massive jaws for attacking enemies. They don't have dedicated digging things or leaf cutting stuff. Thank you, Silver, and Isaac. Thank you, both of you. Thank you. What are they doing right now? So they're a bit concerned by the light. If they're sufficiently concerned, they might start picking up the eggs and taking them away, moving it somewhere darker. I'm also just looking, I wonder if I have to give them a bit more moisture. I've got a blunt-headed syringe, and I'm just using a few drops of distilled water, which I sort of put through a small plastic plug, just gently moistening the sand to make sure that they've got sufficient water. Of course, the foragers can just go to their outworld. They've got water waiting for them in a test tube. Oh, hang on, interesting. What's that one doing to the right? Is she deciding to move the eggs? Because of the lights? What's she gonna do? No, I think they're just cleaning them. But yeah, they're a very generalized species, the black garden ant. Thank you, Isaac. Thank you very much, Isaac. Sorry for the people just joining the stream. I'm sort of between games right now, so I'm not sure what I'm doing this evening. I do fancy, I do want to play something. I want to relax for a bit, and weirdly, I might do some coding stuff. For some reason, I'm in the mood. I don't know why. Oh, I'll tell you what I could do. I can't do it on live stream, of course. I need to sit down and learn Blender at some point. I don't know. I find animation quite relaxing sometimes. I hear good things. It's been on my to-do list for ages. Wait, yeah, sorry, no, I'm right. I did say Blender, didn't I? Yeah. That animation suite thing. Because I was using Source Filmmaker a while ago. And I thought, you know, I should give Blender a go. Why not learn it on stream? Because you guys will laugh at me all the time. And then demand that I download, like, Overwatch nude models or something. I know this chat. I'm curious to see if they find the sugar water, and if they do, I'll move the camera over there to see how they react. Indeed, Post. So at the very top of the frame, you see their eggs clustered together like a ribbon of balloons. Apparently they can do that because they're covered in hairs, which cause them to hook onto each other. So in a panic, the ants can just grab one and drag them all. They're also covered in an antibacterial layer of, I think it's saliva. They're continually coating them and themselves. They're extremely fastidious creatures. They will not tolerate dirt and grime. So they've got to continually make sure that fungus doesn't grow on their eggs by cleaning them. So beneath the eggs, you can see one of the larvae, fully hatched and growing well there. It won't be long until that... oh, hello, who's this? Just another worker on the glass. It's not big, it's just on the glass, isn't it? got lots of movement. What are they doing? Are they alarmed? Have they decided to move the eggs because of the lights? What's the temperature? We're up to 21.3 degrees, so they might be heating up a bit because they're detecting the change in temperature. Sorry, they might be moving faster because they've detected the change in temperature. It is still a little bit, yes, a little bit out of focus. I'm just going to fiddle with it. Is that better? It's a bit better. Sorry about that. So you can look at them twitching their antennae there. So I was actually looking a while ago. Their front legs, they've got these cone structures, and you can see them sort of rubbing them up and down their antenna there, keeping them clean. That's how they detect the world around them. How old is the ant farm? So they've been in the ant farm. Actually, good question. So let me find out for you. I've got like a where is it? Here it is. I've got like a timeline just for my own personal keep track of what's going on. So Queen. So this is back when they were numbered. So Queen 5, 2, 3, and 4 found in the parking lot. So hang on a go. So yeah, so this was June. No, sorry, correction. July last year. So Queen 5 found, the first found on the ground in the parking area, followed by Queens 2 and 3 found the next day, also in the parking area. Late flyers ? Queen 4 found the same day, but very late in the evening. Names assigned. Queen 5, the first one found, has been named Deborah by Birdie. Queen 2 and 3 named Millicent and Marie Antoinette. This is Millicent's nest. You're looking at Millicent's nest right now. Marie Antoinette unfortunately didn't survive. And then Queen 4, the one found very late in the evening, named Pocahontas by Nep. August last year, 4 weeks on, transferring the queens. Queens moved into new, cleaner tubes, shrouding one in darkness and the original test tube in light. Millicent went first, tubes attached by 7 minutes to 9, and she was exploring the tube within the first couple of minutes. 6 weeks on rather. Debbie and Marie refused to move on from their old tubes. Deborah has had an existential crisis. I'm not sure why I wrote that. September the 26th, 9.5 weeks in. Debbie is refusing to move from the mouldy tube. She has 10 eggs she's refusing to move. Okay, that's why. Right. Marie has a similar problem in a clean tube, but she has one massive egg. Millicent has the first worker. Here we go. So yes, this nest that you're looking at. So that was September the 26th last year. Millicent has hatched her first worker. November 12th, 15 weeks in. Debbie still refuses to move from her tube with her clutch of eggs. She's alive, though. Next day, 13th. Marie may have died. She's curled up, and I thought she needed food, or she might be hibernating. She moved to the center of the tube when I added fresh water. She's not moving. I'm waiting to see if she moves. Nah. That's when we lost her, so November 13th. Here we go. So November 14th, hooked Millicent up to the starter kit with sand. So this ant farm, November the 14th. She has 6 workers. Then February of this year, Millicent has excavated a 3rd chamber in her hex farm. Yeah, my notes aren't super thorough. I need to update them for Deborah. So sorry, the status right now is Millicent now has like 35 plus workers in her farm, in her nest here, and is doing great. And Deborah, the only other surviving queen, is still in the spice cupboard. She has 4 workers. I guess she was waiting until what she perceived to be the winter was over, not realizing that some twat had captured her in a car park. Anyway, sorry, for the people just joining the stream, you're looking at a microscope through the glass of an ant farm directly into the nesting chamber, or rather the egg chamber, as far away from the entrance of the ant farm as possible. I'm a little concerned that they lack moisture, so I might give them a bit more distilled water through a plastic plug to the side of the ant farm. Rather conveniently, they've actually placed themselves right up against the plug, so actually thinking about that, maybe I need to be very careful. I don't want to drown them. Maybe a couple of droplets into the sand. I'll do that later. What will I do with the second queen? Not sure yet. Birdie is insisting that I make a second ant farm. She's super insistent about that, because of course she would be. She named it. But, you know, I could always just let them get a bunch of workers and then just release her. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's quite interesting, Digi. As said again, so yeah, if this interests you folks, it is really easy to do. It costs pennies. You can just get some test tubes off Amazon, some cotton wool, and some distilled water. So you just put in the test tube some distilled water. You put a bit like a glob of cotton wool to hold it back, and then you just scoop up a queen ant. So summer is coming, so the queen ants are going to take flight. Scoop them up. Just seal the other end with cotton wool, so they've got like a chamber which is like 1 centimeter long, and then they think that they're underground, and they'll just start growing their brood. Can't say you've ever seen one, Henderson? What, you mean a queen ant? You should do. You know that day where the air is suddenly full of insects, and they're all in your face and they're everywhere. It's sort of like, ugh. Those are queens. In fact, they're so numerous that they appear on radar. No, I'm not joking there. What happens if your farm makes new queens that should fly out? Well, apparently, as I was reading, it shouldn't happen because the environmental cues that will trigger the growing of elates shouldn't affect them in their controlled climate indoors. But if it does happen, apparently the recommendation is to just leave them outside for a bit. Just give them access to the outside until they fly off. Do I give them brown sugar or white sugar? No, I don't really give them sugar directly. I've given them a few globs of honey. Much to my frustration, I've realised that they cannot be trusted with honey. Observe. Right. Let me show you this. Where is it? Right, so this is the... I only started recording late, I'm afraid. So where is it? Documents, SovietWomble. Right, yeah. So this is a late start to the recording, but basically I put a glob of honey in their outworld. The first thing they did is start drowning in it. So then I had to get in there with these wire ties and fish the idiots out. That's me fishing them out. Dumbasses. There's one I've already fished out over there. Lifting them out. Then just putting them near the entrance to their... There we go. There's the entrance. And then I take that away because I can't be trusted with it. They were fine. They worked themselves free and went back inside, presumably to tell them that God saved them! Yeah, as you can see, cannot be trusted at all. The first thing they did is start drowning in it. So yeah. What other footage do I have? I've still got the... Hang on. So Deb drinks, Deb hatches, honey stuck, newly hatched. Which one's this one? When was this recorded? This was a while ago. This is where she was. This is when she was first in her ant farm. You can see that glass-coloured worker. You see that one? That worker has only just hatched from, well, finished pupating. Its exoskeleton hasn't even hardened yet. Can you see? So it starts to move its limbs. It's quite fascinating when they first hatch because they start like a almost flat packed. They start kind of like they're wrapped up, their legs underneath them, and they come online. They just sort of switch on like a robot, and their legs just extend, and then they're alive. Well, they always were alive, obviously, but some sort of signal is triggering them, and they come online. At which point they just stand around for a bit until their exoskeleton fully hardens. Apparently, I'm then subsequently told that they need very little protein after that fact. Just water and sugar, really. Because, well, the exoskeleton's done. Yeah, it's cool, isn't it, Thozzle? Just these little things that would typically be hidden in the dark tunnels away from our eyes. Now we have microscopes. We can watch them do. Yeah. Hang on, what else is here? Skylight footage from February the 22nd of this year. Oh, of course. So yes, this was this. I was super pleased to catch this footage. Look at this. So can you see those? Those are workers that are pupating, but for some reason they haven't put silk around themselves. You see how they're all curled up, their legs beneath them? So at the very top there, that's their abdomen, and their heads are facing down, so they're upside down. But when they're ready, they'll just switch on, and their legs just unfurl, and off they go. So I don't know why they haven't covered themselves in silk. I initially thought that, oh shit, are they malnourished? Do they not have sufficient protein? And I started like quickly, like, I chopped a cricket up, a frozen cricket, and I put it in their outworld. But yeah, no, apparently they just do that sometimes. Thank you, Snaker and Sporter. Thank you, both of you. Thank you. How did I get into this? Well, just some test tubes, cotton wool, and distilled water. In a few weeks' time, everybody, get ready for the next flight. So get them ordered on Amazon. Just Google test tube setup, and you'll see exactly what I did. Just get them ready in your cupboard. Just wait for the day of the flying ants, and go and get your queens. Yeah. What else do I have here? Hang on. That's the. Whoops, sorry, that's not. I've shown you that. That's the overlay to the thing. Deb Hatch 1. What's this? So this is the other queen, Deborah. Ah, okay, so this is the other queen. So note the horrible mold infestation in this test tube. Ugh. Also, Deborah herself was looking quite sickly. She's looking much better, by the way. I moved her into a nice clean test tube with some honey as a reward and some fresh water, and she bounced right back. But this was after she hatched her very first worker. Yeah, I need to get more of these clips. I've got like I fed, so after I finished playing Outer Wild, I fed them a marshmallow. It's quite cute. They're like, ooh, marshmallow. Hang on. Deb drinks, Deb hatches, getting stuck in the honey. What's this here? Skylight footage. No, I think that's everything. I need to get more of that. Hang on. Thank you, Do of the Dutch and Roll and Sausage. Thank you, both of you. Thank you for subbing, guys. Sorry, for the people just joining, you're looking at a camera pointed into the glass of an ant farm. I'm afraid there's not much happening right now. They're mostly just keeping to themselves as they grow their eggs. Oh, hello, Sausage. I have another fuzzy, hang on, attention seek, hang on. Watch. What do you want? Are you my other queen? You my other queen? Yes, I love you too. Can I bribe you with a biscuit? Can I bribe you with a biscuit? Oh. Sorry, didn't think it would roll out of frame. Fetch! Go, fetch! Go get it! Boop. Fine. Oh, she's holding out for the decent treats. Oh, okay. Would you just want attention? Is that what you want? She's 5, Milkman. Time flies. What happened to that little guinea pig looking thing that would sit in my trousers when I was taking a dump? You would sit in my trousers and look up at me like, what are you doing? Yes, you would. Yes. There we go. Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. Fine. She knows I've got the really good treats, that's why she's doing that. Ah, dearie me. 1 minute, let me see if the Queen has moved, shall we? I'm just going to move this way. Yeah, sorry, I don't really have much of a plan this evening. I probably should wrap this up momentarily and go and find something to do. Hang on. Let's see if we can point it at the Queen again. Is she in focus? She's so big, it's really hard to get her in focus. So that's her thorax and that's her abdomen. She's mostly staying still right now, probably generating the next egg. I think she's a little bit out of no, her thorax isn't focused. I'll leave it. Yeah, she's just chilling right now. At least they're outside from the hidden section of the damn ant farm. Now I can actually see them. Yeah, where's her progress bar for the egg? Yeah. Oh dear. Have I thought about telling stories from DayZ or other stuff on stream? Yeah, I do that from time to time. Generally just waffle. Good times though, holy shit. Really, really super good times. Can I clear the sand? Not easily, truth be told. Someone did have the idea of inserting 2 pieces of a magnet, and I do actually have some magnetic beads from an office toy. I tried to insert one into the entrance, but there was no way I was going to do it stealthily. I would freak them the fuck out. So Carrick, I'm on the second week of work, the end of the second week of work on Divinity Bullshittery Part 3, although truth be told it's only a week or so of editing. The week before I was doing some pre-production, going through the footage to try and make sure I picked the best moments. I was dissatisfied with my structure for parts 1 and 2, and I feel that it could be improved. On that front, I finished the sort of rough cutting phase and will be moving on to the text and animation for what is probably going to be a 21 to 22 minute video, so it's going to take some time, I'm afraid. I'll do my best, but it's going to take some time. Indeed, Killer. It's it's like one of those little, like, loads of magnetic beads that you arrange in shapes. She's not moving at all. Although, has she actually... Sorry, now that I say that, has she flipped around? Has she actually turned around while we weren't looking? I think she has, hasn't she? Yeah, because she's got the smooth thorax now, as opposed to the crinkly one, her underside. What cheeky bitch. Thank you, little Antonio. On a scale of 1 to 10, how big is the Queen? Well, note her head is about the size of one of the workers, so... Or at least most of one of the workers. She is an alien queen to a xenomorph queen to a xenomorph drone. She's massive. And I've got a shadow. I've got a shadow. What's this? What's this about? What's this about? Huh? Why are you being funny? You just want attention, don't you? You just want me to give you some attention. See that squirrel? KJ bought her that. Oop, I said the S word. Where's your squirrel? Lulu, are there any foxes outside? Any foxes outside? Yeah, there we go. She's off to go check. Oh. I think I hear some foxes out the window. Say ruff, 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 ruff. If you smell, say ruff. No? I think she just wants a cuddle. She wants to sit on my lap and have a cuddle. She's a huge cuddle bug, this dog. She's a 5-year-old penguin, and she loves just being on people's laps. I'm not sure, Rubber Kindred. Please bear with me. I'm several weeks away from finishing it, I'm afraid. I've only just started the initial cutting. So, yeah. The process involves me doing a rough cut and then gradually moving the pieces into Adobe After Effects, and in Adobe After Effects, doing the text and animation work. And then gradually it will start to come together. There's then a period of secondary editing where I start to sort of rethink any section that wasn't funny enough, or, just generally improve everything, before finally quality assurance, where I go through and just fix genuine fuck-ups. Bit of a slow process. Oh. Is the queen moving? No, she hasn't moved. She's sitting still. Oh dear. Yeah, I definitely need to prepare some more clips before I go live for the ant farm again. But yeah. You've never understood the French bulldog thing, Pepsit? Well, truth be told, a lot of it is to do with the changing habits when it comes to living. They are extremely used to close quarters, you see. So they're a very people-focused dog, which is super used to having small flats and stuff, just like the pug. Hello, darling. Hello, darling. I love you. Where's your tickle spot? Where's your tickle spot? Can I make your leg kick? Hang on. Where's his leg kick? Tickle spot? Where's your tickle spot? There? Where's your tickle spot? No? Where's your tickle spot? Is it there? Is it on your tail? Yeah. What's that? Okay. Yeah, she just wants to be on my lap. You gonna be calm though? No. No going crazy. No going crazy. I know. I love you. Yeah. Yep. Good girl. Good girl. Yes. Ah, dear. Right, so I'll probably wrap up the stream in a moment, folks, if that's all right. But yeah. So on the video front, second week, probably gonna need a few more weeks for Divinity bullshittery. Everything's going fine. Well, I hope it's going fine. As mentioned, I'm more like I had my confidence shaken with the quality of the Divinity stuff, so I'm hoping I can improve it. What I did was I went through and I took a shit ton of notes for the streams themselves to try and plot an efficient course through the jokes with minimal exposition, unnecessary exposition. So hopefully it's good. Fingers crossed. You good girl? Yes. She's wiggling her bum. She's so happy. But yeah. Duckslayer, are you still here, Duckslayer? Go play something. Other than Frenchies, what are my favourite type of dog? Golden Retrievers, Orion. There's a Golden Retriever in the local PARK, and he's just such a gentleman. Why the ants dead? No, they're just waiting. They're just waiting for danger or food or whatever, really. The queen in the middle is presumably preparing another egg to be laid. Duxlayer is trying to get this Grafana bullshit to be less bullshit. The what, sorry? All the best to your golden retriever, Brian. Oh, sorry, golden doodle? As in a mix with a poodle? Oh, cute, Orion. What are you doing, Lulu? She's trying to groom me. Would I get another animal as a pet? Probably not. Happy with the dog. Is that a large lava just to the right of the queen? No, what is that? Might just be a reflection of the glass. I don't think... No, I think it's just like a glass reflection because it's not in proper focus. No, the lava are further deep. They're deeper in the tunnel. The queen is not cooperating today, is she? Would I get a snake as a pet? No, probably not. They're not, well, they're not my sort of cuddly. They're not fuzzy. Like this sausage. What do you feed them? I went to the pet shop, Yumi, and I bought some lizard food in the form of crickets and also mealworms and something called waxworms. And then I froze them, and you can dice them up and put them in their outworld on a small piece of paper. In addition, they eat honey, so a tiny, tiny bit of honey. Sometimes I actually coat like the thorax of the frozen cricket with a bit of honey before I give it to them. And, yeah, they'll basically scoff what they need and take it back inside. Indeed, ants will eat everything, Percy. Well, most things. But yeah, they'll just... If it's in their territory, they'll devour it. Indeed, yes, ants will go straight for honey. Anything sweet. They go nuts for it. Percy has a leopard gecko. Ooh. Get more crickets for your leopard gecko. How old is your leopard gecko, Percy? I don't really know much about lizards or anything, really. Can ants eat metal? No. Interested in raising a bee farm? No, not really. This was more like just an opportunity thing. Ow, Lulu. Her claws are getting a bit sharp. I need to give them a trim. Yes, indeed, Aesil. They'll take plenty. Yeah, they'll take seeds. They'll take whatever they can, really. So what they'll do is that they'll find something, and if they can't bring it back, they'll leave a scent trail, and then just lead other workers to it. Percy says, the lizard is about to turn 1 in a week. Oh. All the best, your lizard. Not sure, Necker. Don't know yet. Not sure. Nighthawk says, I remember when I was 12, I tried making an ant farm by taking dirt and ants from outside and putting them in an empty fish tank. Indeed, well, apparently you can do that. You can just get a large number of workers and get them in an ant farm. You can scoop them up and just put them in there, and apparently they'll just get to work. They don't follow the same sort of rules that we do, like humans are used to. There is no top-down leader structure with them. It's a system of order from the bottom up. So if you just get enough if you just gather enough of those workers, they'll just perform the tasks of the colony. They'll start tunneling, they'll start storing food, they'll start foraging for food. Apparently, I've never done it myself. But if you want one to last, then you need new workers coming in to replace those that died. So you need a queen. So you can either get one by just digging one up, trying not to kill it. That's difficult. Or you can just wait for summer, for the nuptial flight. Do they need a queen to stay alive? No, they'll just crack on, Smiley. Again, they're just following very simple instructions. They're not, yeah, don't associate complex thinking that we're used to. Complex decision making that we're used to. They don't have that. They just follow very basic instructions. Thank you, Papala Zaru? Thank you, Papa Lazarus even, I think. Lazaru. Thank you, Papa. Thank you. How often are the new queens born? I think it's once a year. I might be wrong in that regard. I think every colony does it once a year. I don't know, sorry, forgive me. They're called elates, so the winged ants, both male and female. And you'll see them milling around an ant farm before summer, and then of course, summer, a warm day arrives and they all take flight. The queens, bulked up and given lots of food for their long hibernation, they're sent up to breed. The males, they're not. They look more like wasps. They're extremely thin, extremely agile, and their purpose is simply to be a DNA missile, to fly up, to mate, and to die. They serve no purpose beyond that. So it's all females all the way down. Apart from that one job that the males do, the whole show is run by the females. Do they mate explosively like bees? Apparently so. Apparently so. I don't know if that means that they plug their as in they plug the genitals? Like the bees do that, don't they? They like physically plug the genitals to stop other males mating. I think. Might be wrong there, sorry. What happens with the future queens if they're contained to the ant farm and are not taken out? I imagine they probably just die. They'll probably just be they'll probably die and either be dragged outside and dumped to the outworld, or just cannibalized for protein. The dog is being very funny. She's desperate for attention. She's sort of pressing her head against my arm. Yes, sweetie. You need to trim your nails. They're quite painful. Just since last July, Carrick. It's not really a hobby or anything. It's just like a minor curiosity. How you doing, Sam? You okay? Sorry, I'm feeling a bit... I guess I'm probably quite boring this evening. I haven't really decided what I'm doing game-wise. But yeah. Let me pan the camera once. Let me just see. Did they find the sugar water? No. There we go. Ooh, that's a big lava in the middle there. Look at it. Huge. It's almost ready to pupate. So that thing's going to start wrapping silk around itself and give itself a protective coating. Yeah. Hang on. So I think we got the ant on the glass at the top in focus there. Yes, I've played through Subnautica, Carrick. It's good. It's good indeed. But yeah, the larvae will just try to eat as much as they can, really. The workers will just come on in and feed them as much protein as possible. Is it me, or are they not moving as much as they could? They're mostly waiting right now. Here comes a worker. Communicating. Touching, touching, touching. Maybe it's giving the all clear. Maybe they do need more moisture. That one's alerted. Like, what the fuck's going on? probably the light. They're probably communicating, just checking in, making sure everything's making sure things are okay. So they've sensed that something's up because they can detect the light. They're probably trying to determine what it is. Is there a tunnel breach? Are we under attack? That sort of thing. They're just doing a check-in. Communicating, check. Verifying, yeah, just verifying identity there. Incredible creatures, aren't they? What's that stat? That really unbelievable stat, which is true. It's something like 1/5 of all land creatures are ants. Is that true? Is that like mass? As in biological mass? By mass. That's incredible. Oh, hello. Oh, are they feeding? Oh, interesting. Look. Is that a feeding? No. Maybe it's just a challenge and an ID. I thought we were going to see one feed the other there. That could have been cool. Agarob says there are 2 million ants per human on Earth. Fucking hell. So yes, they are an extremely successful species. Well, extremely successful group of species. Thank you, Raging Dutchman. Thank you very much. You're looking at Lassis niger, proud to be shid. The black garden ant. In fact, note to the top of the frame there, you see that ant that's got its head pointing upwards? So you can see its mandibles there, not actually its mouth parts. They are more like hands for the ant. You can actually see its mouth parts just beneath it. Those spindly looking things there. That's its mouth. Hard to get on a microscope shot. The queen, Aesel, the queen. Her head alone is about the size of an entire worker. If the queen enters the frame, you'll know. You will immediately know. I tried to, Nighthawk, but she's being a bit shy. She's not moving and she's staying beneath the sand. I'm not sure, Fayed. I think it's about a couple of years for a worker. Might be wrong there. Oop. That one slipped. Just fell off the ceiling. Yeah, they're checking each other. Checking each other's smell to make sure they're the correct ones. So apparently, sorry, I'm just rattling down ant facts for you. So parasitical ants are actually extremely common. Many species of ant have like their own parasite ants that will basically mimic. They will come on in and mimic that species in order to, well, eat or even replace the eggs in the colony with their own. Hi there, Birdie. No, don't worry. Deborah is A-OK. She's in the spice cupboard with 4 workers now. She's doing very well. And she's way healthier. She had some honey and some water. Oh, look, is that feeding? Ooh. I think it might be. Oh, wow, look at that. Are they feeding each other? That's incredible. Yeah, I think their mandibles are, yeah. They moved aside to bring their mouth parts. They've got like each of them have like a social stomach, you see. I wonder, hang on, I need to put Lulu down to see it. I wonder if they found the sugar water. Maybe that's the reason for the activity. If this forager might have come in from outside with sugar water. Let me have a look, hang on. No, I can't see any ants clustered around the test tube with the sugar water that I put in about 2 hours ago. We'll see if that one leaves the frame and then leaves the ant farm. I'm just going to lean my head over the monitor to see. It's incredible footage, though. To see them up close. Indeed, precisely that, Hammy. So the males serve to just donate sperm and then just die. Not sure if it's an amazing role or a horrible one. Whether they fall from the sky having completed mating with a cigarette in their mouth. Who knows? Next, check out butterflies. Why? What's it doing there? Is it trying to feed? It's sort of, I think it's cleaning the other ant's thorax. I'm also quite interested to see if we spot the nanitics. So, for those not familiar, when they first start their flight, the queen has to try and min-max, so basically minimize the amount of protein that she donates from her own reserves, but maximize the number of workers. This has led to a sort of stopgap worker known as the nanitic, which is a sort of very small, quite nervous worker. Some of the ants here are still nanitics because they haven't died. So look for ants that are noticeably smaller. They're probably the oldest of them, the ones that accompanied Queen Millicent in her test tube. Since then, they've had access to true protein, not from the Queen. So the crickets that I chopped up. So these ants are much stronger, much larger, like a third larger. You can spot the difference. I saw a nanitic and a worker feeding. I was like, whoa, okay. It was like, that guy, she tells you not to worry about you, in ant form. So yeah. Apparently you can also easily identify ant species by looking at the section just above their butts there. So not the far end, sorry. So where it attaches to their body, they have multiple segments, or some species have multiple different segments. And you can count the segments and be like, okay, you're probably from this species. Hi there, Yvonne. And thank you, Anonymous. Thank you very much. For those just joining the stream, you're looking vertically down into an ant farm that's flat on the table, looking into the hatchery where the eggs are stored. Numerous workers are parked up against the sand on the walls, where they're remaining in a sort of semi-offline state right about now. They'll snap to life in the event of danger. They're doing the xenomorph thing, where they all sort of hug the walls and stay still in anticipation of a threat. But when that threat appears, they will throw themselves at the enemy in order to protect their queen. But when they're not doing that, they're cleaning the eggs, they're cleaning themselves, tending to their queen, or if they're old enough, going outside to forage for food. Outside is an outworld, basically. Just like a similar thing to the ant farm, similar shape, but it's got like an open top, like an aquarium. And then I can just put down things that they might need. In exchange, they drop off things that they want me to take away. So I think that one up to the top left is being cleaned. Having a poke around this dog. I've got this dog on. What's that lump, honey? Got a funny lump on her leg. I hope that's not a problem. What's this? She's not like reacting with pain or anything. You have to watch that, sweetie. Birdie says, tell Deborah she's a bad bitch and I love her. It's a bit rude, to be honest. What, you want me to just wander over to the spice cupboard and just open it and just speak into it and then close it? Yes, they do, Dark Shadow. So they'll start to build up food remains, their own dead, the empty silk packets from the from the workers that have already pupated, along with just general liquid waste. Well, doing that, Birdie would necessitate getting up and, well, making Lulu uncomfortable, so I'll leave her on my lap for a minute. Nah. So note that one using its forelegs and the comb structures that it's got in order to keep its antenna clean there. Its feelers, rather. So each foreleg is just coated in just this dense comb. It's got to keep those clean if it's going to be able to detect anything in its environment. So I think, yeah, that worker to the top left is clearly being cleaned. How big are the ants? Like a millimeter, 2 millimeters, tiny. They're ants. So you're looking through a microscope right now. How durable is their exoskeleton? Not really. They don't have any particular armor of note. They're a very generalized ant species. A single piercing injury would be enough to kill them. They're not built to resist damage. They're built to mass swarm the enemy. For where there is one ant, there's probably, you know, several tens of thousands more behind them. Yes, indeed. They are the Tyranids. So I just want to put the dog on the sofa because she's actually hurting me. Lily, sofa, good girl. Ouch. She's bending my arm sideways. There we go. Good girl. Give me a biscuit. There we go. Good girl. There we go. Right. Thank you, Tracyn. Thank you very much, Tracyn. Wonder if the Queen has moved. Should we go back to see if the Queen has moved? Hang on. Where is she? Am I off? Is that her? Is that her head in the bottom of the frame? She's at a very awkward angle. What's she doing over there? She's being a bloody nightmare to try and film. Well, she's actually mostly in the frame there. Her thorax in the middle, her abdomen at the top. She's got a worker to the left of her, which is confusing her profile. I think she's upside down again. Am I going crazy? Is she like doing flip-flops up and down every time I move the camera away? I swear she is. Thank you, Birdie Allen. And Proper Banter and Tracyn. Thank you, all of you. Yeah, Quantum Ant changes her position each time she's recorded. Oh dear. But yeah, she's okay. Take care, Birdie. Have a lovely evening. Yeah, I need to wrap this up in a minute anyway. How big is the queen? A few millimeters. Haven't really measured her. But yeah, if you just just type in black garden and queen, you'll probably see a size comparison. Right. So yeah, anyway, I'll probably leave it there for this evening, folks. But yeah, insofar as what's happening now then, so yeah, end of second week on Bullshittery, so Divinity Part 3. I've managed to get about 5 segments that are about 5 minutes each, so 25 minutes, but it's probably going to get trimmed down to around 21 minutes of a video. What I need to do now is keyframe, so text and animation keyframe, a process that's probably going to be able to achieve about 6 minutes each week. So yeah, it's going to be a bit of a slow process. I'll do my best, but yeah, it's going to be quite complicated. As for this weekend, though, I'm going to just chill this weekend, go see my mum on a Sunday, and yeah. Anyway, sorry the ants weren't doing anything particularly interesting. I can't wait until they're hundreds in number and they start milling around a lot more. Yeah. Anyway, right. Sorry, a hair in my mouth. Okay. So, let me just have a look and see who's doing what. Oh, what's the dog doing? She's wandering off. You too, ASL. You too indeed. And have a good one, Elf. So, Quebec is doing some Armour 3. Sheep is doing The Ascent, whatever that is. And Joink is also doing Armour 3. In which case, let me hand you over to Sheep then. What's Ascent? I'm not sure what this is. It looks almost like I don't know. Almost looks like XCOM, but it doesn't look. Okay, it doesn't seem turn-based. Anyway, I'll leave you with him, and you can see what he's doing. But thank you again, everyone. Have a lovely, lovely weekend. This is ZF Sheep doing The Ascent, and yeah, enjoy your weekend, folks.